First and foremost, welcome to Plutus. This is the first ever podcast that we're doing. I'm welcoming on this side Keisha Sounds, and she does
Yes,
music.
yes.
She's a singer, songwriter, rapper, actor, multiple things. Jack of all trades. Can you tell me a little
Yeah,
bit more
I do
about
it
yourself?
all. Oh yeah, definitely. So I mean you said it. You said it already. But
Mm,
I will reiterate what you've already said. So
mm,
yeah, I'm a singer, songwriter. I've been singing like for years. Man, I probably started singing when I was like 4. And of course I'm a songwriter. I love writing. It's the best type of art for me. I'm also an actress and voiceover artist. I like to use
all
my
right.
voice in so many ways. What else? I'm also like a I'm a educator. I teach. Do a lot of different things. I do a lot of. I pretty much do whatever I want. I think that's the
Mm,
best way to say it. Like, if I'm interested in it, I'm just gonna do it. I think that's the best
mm,
way to live. Like, I don't like putting myself in a box. I don't like to say that I can do this or can't do this.
mm.
I call myself the walking contradiction.
Why is that?
Because um many things that I do, like, it doesn't necessarily make sense that the two would be combined. So like when I was in college, like I went to school for like engineering and math.
Mm,
And so normally people that are like doing engineering math are not necessarily like singing songs and writing music. Usually it's not usually like
yeah,
technical brains don't do like artsy stuff.
yeah.
And then I think it's more of like maybe people's perception of me. Like, you're like, oh wow, I didn't know that you do that. And I'm like really heavily into sports and working out. Like I'm a gym
Gym
nut.
rat.
It's
Gym
just like
nuts. That's stinging. I'm not cutting that out. You're a
that's
gym.
fine, that's fine. But I was like sort of like picking at your
My name, yes, we don't have to mention this. But still, gym nut is hilarious, bro.
yeah. I love working out. I love like just overall health. Yeah. What else about me?
Hey,
Um,
tell me what
what?
shaped your, with this music and everything that you're doing at the moment. What's
Yeah.
your goal? Like, what do you envision? What's your end goal?
My end goal is complete evolution of the world. No, seriously, like, a lot of my music is currently, it's really about like self-awareness, the illumination of like the soul. Um, I would say like rolling back like conditionings like of the mind, but in a fun way, if that makes
Mm-hmm,
sense.
mm-hmm,
Uh mm, but at the end of the day, I don't really completely know the end goal because I'm on the journey, right?
mm,
And I know I want to get somewhere. And I am like, I'm playing my part. I'm being authentically myself and seeing where that lands me. So
mm.
I think that's pretty much what it's all about. Yeah,
So currently, like,
definitely.
what is it that got you into making music and everything that you're doing at the moment?
Well, I would say what got me into that was my dad. Like, my dad was a musician. He used to play for, I don't know, have you ever heard of this song? I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I can see all the obstacles in my way. It's like it's an old song. It's by Johnny Nash. It was really popular in like London and in the States.
Mm,
It's called I Can See Clearly Now. I forgot the name
mm,
of it, but I was able, and so he played for him. He toured with Bob Marley. He also played for gosh, I forget the artist's name, and I can't believe I forget the artist's name, but it's a long time ago. I don't know. Have you heard of the Electric Slide? It's kind of like a black thing. I don't know. um,
I'm brown, not not black, so I wouldn't know.
I mean, so maybe not, maybe not. But he was a musician. He played for well known artists, named artists in his time. And so like it was like my house was like full of music, and I used to like do references for him because he was also a
Mhm,
writer. And so that was pretty much what sparked my my love for music. Yeah. And my mom and my dad would like put me up on the stage, me and my sister all the time. So um uh I mean eventually, it just became something that I also love. And I'm glad they did because like it's good to have like an outlet, like an art outlet or any
mhm,
type of outlet, you know what I'm saying? Like so that whatever, when you find yourself in like difficult times or happy times, there's a way to express yourself.
mhm,
Um, so yeah, that's how I
mhm.
got how and why I got
Now
into it.
the you didn't say anything about the end goal because it's something that becomes clear along the way. Like as you're going through, yeah,
Exactly.
as you're going through the
Exactly.
journey, it
Exactly.
clears up and you're like, okay, this is what I want to do. But talking about a message, right? Because at the end of the day,
Yeah.
every single human being that walks this planet with something in their heart that they want to achieve, they have a message. What is your
Yeah.
message?
Um, my message is this. My message is evolving, right?
Mm,
I would say my message with this this album is a message. Um, it's like a call to action for people to pretty much wake up from their social conditionings and begin
mm-hmm,
to think for themselves. No, truly think and choose for themselves. Um, like social conditioning, and can really um, put people in a place where they can be very ultra critical and judgmental of themselves, other people, of the cultures, and they just really don't know. Um, they really don't know what they're talking about. I mean, you know what I'm saying? And um, I would say the goal or the message for this album is that we all must take a journey into ourselves
mm-hmm,
to see who we are authentically outside of like gender, race, country, you know.
mm-hmm,
I believe that we are all divine souls, like having a human experience, like a physical experience.
mm-hmm,
I believe that this is not like our final resting place. And I think um, as divine souls, we're learning more about our divinity through this journey of life.
mm-hmm,
And with that, there are some things that we have to face and dive into. Some things that may not look really pretty about ourselves, or and to do that takes courage, and it takes being present in the moment, and uh, yeah. And so this album is about that. And many times that clarity comes from like something traumatic to like shock you. Like,
mm-hmm,
oh, crap, you know. And so like 2 years ago, my dad died. It was so traumatic. Like it's crazy to see somebody die. Like
mm-hmm,
that that's like crazy. And that was like my first real experience truly with with that. And so like it was the best teacher. Like I don't think I would be where I am spiritually if it wasn't for that experience. So the crazy trippy part is about it, although like it's still very hard, definitely I realized that it was something essential in my life journey.
Mm,
And because I don't think this is like the final resting place, I could say, oh, like, not only just thank you for your life and what you imbued into me, but thank you for what you gave me through your death. And it was through
mhm,
that experience that I was really able to dive into myself and see myself clearly. Because like what many people may not realize is that, like, a lot of times we see the world through like the people who are like our foundations, like our
mhm,
parents, or I don't know. And so like when when those people, whoever they may be, are no longer there, then it's like, okay, well, what do I really like? How do I really see the world outside of what I was taught to believe, or how I was taught to see it?
mhm,
And so I've been on that journey. It's been an amazing journey. It's been like crazy as hell, painful,
mhm,
and then also very insightful, right? And so it's that, you know it's the yin and yang of life.
mhm,
Everything is one, and you can't necessarily have one sometimes without the other. Um so um yeah, the album is diving into that. It's diving into like truly seeing myself outside of mental recurring thoughts that I may have, and then of seeing myself outside of what my culture or social conditioning say, how they say I should see myself.
mhm,
And like, and then from there embracing that shit, like,
mm.
I'm fucking dope, okay. so
Yeah,
so
I see that.
that's where I am. And like, that's why I say it's a great place to be, you
I
know.
mean, I totally agree with that. The thing is, first of all, I'm sorry that your dad had to pass away. I'm sorry that that had to happen, but this is life. Everything happens, right?
Yeah,
At the end of the
yeah,
day, I do agree with the message, right? I feel like every single human being that's ever been born on the face of the planet has the opportunity to become the greatest living specimen to ever grace this planet, right? And I feel
yeah,
like it's just in your hands how you take it and how you flow throughout this world. You can, if you
yeah,
really tried 100%, you wouldn't lose. Like people say, I tried my best and then they fail. Bro, if you've really tried your best, you could be like the guy who did, who came up with Nissan. He really comes
yeah,
from nothing, right? So it's everything is possible. There's nothing in this world that is impossible. I agree with your message. All right. Tell me a little
yeah,
bit more about
definitely.
yourself. Like you're talking about the message of your album. You're talking about why why you wanted to start music, why music was a thing in the first place. You said creativity and everything. Your parents were basically like a big aspect of your life that brought that into you. And
Yeah,
your dad used to tour with Bob Marley. I'm still thinking about
yeah.
that.
No, yeah, like a dope, 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 dope. Like
Mm.
I often wonder, like, what was it like on that tour bus? That must have been so
Bob
epic.
Marley smoking
Yeah.
packs
All day,
all
all
day.
day.
Rasta.
Yeah. Yes, yeah. I mean, so my dad is originally from Trinidad and Tobago. And
Mm,
then he grew up in London. Uh and so I don't know, it's super cool to hear some of his stories. And it's
mm,
also super cool, and I put my chest out that he had those experiences, even though I didn't. I
mm.
feel like
Your father's a
I
pride in
sort
your
of
life. Yeah.
exactly, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. But outside of those experiences with those people, my dad was awesome. Like,
Mm,
I'm just glad of the experience of him. Like, that was dope. That was dope all the way. And I know that that it's because of that experiences and all of his experiences that I am able to be, you know, who I am. Because in truth, we all build. Everything is a building on the people or situations that like preceded
mm,
us. You know what I mean? Like,
mm.
so for someone to be like, hell, like it's all me. Like, get the fuck out of here. No, it's not all. It's not. That's it's not like that for any of us. Like, you know.
Mm.
So yeah.
As humans, hey, as humans, the experiences that we have in our surroundings, they cement what we are going to be in the future. The problem
Yeah,
is, sometimes you're going to fall into a couple of traps. Sometimes people are going to fuck you over. Betrayals happens, things happen, but at the
yeah,
end of the day, you really got to keep your mental straight, right? And
definitely. Yeah.
I really like the fact that, what was it? Wake up, something dragon. Talk about
Wake
that.
up. Yes, yes. So it's
Mm,
called Wake of the Dragon.
mm,
This is like, I love this. I love this record. Like, it is a
mm.
dope record. And like, I feel like it's like my best work. But I think everything should be your best work. Like, because you're always like
Always
getting
changing.
bigger. At least growing. Like, you should be. If you're
Mm.
not, I really feel sorry for you because, like, legit, you're not doing it right. Let me give you some tips. On like, you got to go hard in every moment. You got to just leave it all on the table in every moment. And, like, literally, that's what I do. So, Wake of the Dragon is talking about my awakening, like, my, not my spiritual awakening, and also the awakening and like seeing myself more clearly,
Mhm,
seeing like more metaphysical things more clearly.
mhm,
Um and it's gosh, it is like a siren, a call for people to like wake out of their slumber. And when I
mhm,
say like slumber, like, you can get so caught up in just like basic shit that really doesn't mean anything,
mhm,
like that you waste your life away. You know what I
mhm.
mean? And you
I
waste,
agree.
but when I say you waste your life away, you waste away the lesson of this life. Like, if
Mhm,
you were given the opportunity
mhm,
to fucking be here, then like
do something with it.
be here,
Mm.
right?
Hey man, I'll agree to something, and not only agree with it. This is a very heavy point. Smoke weed, but don't do it too often.
Why don't do it too often? Why not?
Uh, There's a thing, bro. If you smoke weed too often,
Yeah.
switch off. Cloudy mind fog. And what you were thinking, like, yo, I'm getting hella creative. Damn, I can write. All of a sudden, it's gonna be like, fuck.
There's nothing there.
There's not. I'm dumb. Like, what do I do? Like,
I don't know. I don't
yeah.
know. I don't know.
It's kind of, hey man, hey
Man.
man. You can smoke all the weed you want, but it's when you reach that point, like when you're like, okay, now I do what the fuck I want. Now everybody can suck my dick. I got the money. I got the recognition. Weed every day, 12 ounces. Fuck it.
But you know what? But then my question is like, I don't know. So like, I'm on a slightly different time. Like
Mhm.
I mean,
Everybody has their own perception of it. That's just mine. Tell me yours.
no, yeah. No, I think I don't I don't know if it like, I
Mhm.
mean, maybe I don't know if it like completely shuts off your mind. I think it kind of shuts on your mind.
It does, but hey, it does. But when you smoke it I'm talking too much. That brain fog kicks in. Your brain cells are dead. I feel like maybe it's a thing for more, developing people, right? Like, wait, how old are you at the moment?
I'm 40.
All right, you're 40 years old. See, there's a difference. Now you can smoke it. It's completely all right, right? Your mind is already cemented how it's supposed to be. For developing adults, when you're talking about people going, yeah,
Oh, no,
like
no. Uh,
you're talking about
No,
until the age of
no, I said
25.
no. You said what?
I said for like developing adults, like up until the age of
Yeah.
25, if you're smoking it before that, your brain is
Really?
dead. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Trust me when I say this.
Yeah.
Mm,
Well, I mean, I don't know. Let's see, crazy. Yeah, yeah, I don't know. So I was like, when I was in my 20s, like, No, what did I say? I said I'm 40. I'm not 40. I'm 42. See? Mm.
Yeah.
um, like literally, I don't know why I forgot. Whatever. Anyways, um, when I was in my 20s, like I was so worried about like being like being like what I thought the right version of me should be. Like it was
Mhm.
I don't know if that means if that makes sense what I'm saying though.
You were so worried
Like
about like, I have to be this, I have to do this like really quick. Shit, I don't have time.
yeah.
Yeah.
And like I'm at a point where I'm not
Mm.
even really about that. Like I think because back to what we said before in terms of like if you're gonna be here, be here.
Mhm.
Like you can't be here and then just be like in somebody's box. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm. I kind of understand the
so
whole message behind the album and everything now because like you're saying wake of the dragon and everything, but the thing is the reason why you're even bringing that message, like wake up from all the social conditioning and everything, is because your surroundings, people around you, your friends, everyone kind of forms your way of thinking. And you try to be the perfect version in front of everybody. But the thing is,
yeah,
everybody has a different version of you in their head. You can't be the perfect version. You can't always be that. Just be you, right? They fucking hate
yeah.
that other part of you. Fuck them. That's me. Shit.
Well, yeah,
Mm,
and like I think, and it really is a journey to get back to that because I feel like we come into the world like that, and it's like
mm,
beaten out of us, like legit, like
mm,
it's beaten out of us, and then we forget, and then we wake up one day and we're like, who am I? Like it's
mm,
like I'm just this like robot, this conditioning of like different things, right? And it's
mm.
like where did I go? And so like yeah, man, I totally feel that you have to get to a place like if you really want to be here and really do this journey and really like get an A+ on this journey, is like okay, I need to roll back everything that uh I,
That's been put up
I
here.
have like yeah, exactly. And I have like kind of pivoted myself to be so that everyone would like me,
Mhm,
but then I'm just but then it's just like so I'll be accepted, I won't be ostracized.
mm,
But then right but then from there just and then say, well, what, because like if you are here, then there has to be something uniquely special that only you can bring. So like lean
mm,
into that.
mm.
Like you like nobody is great is because they were ordinary. Like
Exactly.
nobody
Oh
nobody
shit.
is great because they were ordinary. It just doesn't work. So if that's the case, then that should empower you to just be yourself, right? And like and to like start to challenge things. Like why do I believe that? Like why is that inherently wrong? Or
True.
why is that inherently right?
Mm,
Is and who gains who serves to gain from me believing that? You know what I mean?
mm.
Like
And is my morality actually moral?
exactly.
Mm,
Yes, yeah, is my reality actually moral? Because if if it is okay, like for for people to be homeless and living in poverty, if it is okay for um some people to be in some parts of the world murdered because of their sexual orientation,
mm,
and that is and these are things that have been etched into social like to laws and rules and like if that is okay and you have been able to walk around this world and this earth in your life and just that's just kind of how things are, then like
mm.
that must mean the social constructs in which you have assimilated is completely messed up.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. Yeah.
So if that is the case where you can be put in jail for 5 or 6 years, here in America, like for selling weed, but yet a pharmacist can give you motherfucking oxycodone that could, that like,
Mm.
after one bottle you could be hooked. But that is
Well,
okay because someone has said it's okay. If you're, then you really need to like, should I really be believing this stuff and go
mhm,
on like a journey like with yourself? Like I would say I was really involved in like religion, and don't get me wrong, like I don't think religion is a bad, I don't think it has to be a bad thing.
mhm,
I think it's a necessary thing in the evolution of like mankind. But like in terms of like, I used to be very, very like, into
mhm,
religion in terms of like, I felt like I had to do these things to be right, if that makes sense.
mhm,
And then I was like, hold on, like within this religion, which you know which has like different writings that I feel are true writings that can help you on your development in life. If it has things within these writings that say that you should be imbued with this type of power and authority over just creating what you want in your life, and you can't even do that, then like maybe you need to relook at how you're approaching life. And so like I just took a
mhm,
journey and just like nature and reading and like really trying to figure out what feels right,
and who you
and
are.
what like, yeah, and then what leads me to like greater growth was like, if you're doing the same thing, if your practice has not elevated you, you need to relook at your practice.
True.
Like if
But
you're like, what?
mm, about religion, on the topic of religion, I have kind
Yeah.
of a different thinking on it.
Okay.
I feel like nowadays, like the state of the world that we are in and how
Yeah.
people are fucking with people, how everybody's just a snake and a mindless zombie on their phone all the time, like social
Yeah.
media, what I show here, this is me. Not that's not I just feel like nowadays we need religion a little bit more than we did
Hmm.
because the world is actively crumbling in front of your eyes. Everything is for capitalism. Everything, every
Hmm.
single soul that is killed, every child taken off the streets that is raped in Palestine, everything is for money. Nobody cares. Nobody, look, nobody cares about the little girl who got hung up on the wall and then, her guts were open and everything was spewed out, right? This happened in Palestine and an IDF soldier did this, right? But the thing is, they're not going to talk about this. They're going to talk about, let's talk about peace. Let's have two state. Let's stop the war. Stop the it's too late. The whole country is gone, right? I feel like religion is a
Yeah.
little bit more necessary nowadays to actually humble people. Like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? Like, is this, do you
Well,
truly believe this? Yeah.
I guess my question is, are you talking about religion or are you talking about spirituality? Because
Mm,
religion had the Crusades that killed many Muslims.
mm,
Like, like, you know, religion, if you're a Christian, religion crucified Jesus to the cross.
mm,
I mean, so like there is religion and the dogma of religion. But then
mm,
I think there is a larger piece. I think it's a spirituality and the understanding of oneness, and which allows you to be empathetic, which allows you to be sympathetic. It allows you to um it allows you to do unto others as you would have them do unto you,
mm,
because you see yourself in them. Now, I don't necessarily know if religion always does that, because religion in truth, like even if you look at different definitions, is more of like a practice. But the question is, a practice in what? Like, is it a
mm,
practice in piety? Is it a practice in helping my fellow man? Like, and
mm.
you know what I'm saying? And I think that depends, because like, I don't know. I mean, I still am, I'm still active within the religion that I was brought in up in. And I
Mhm,
think there are very good things about it. But like everything, I think there's some things that it's very, very selfish, but it's not necessary for that religion. I think it's just mankind. And like, if you're not really on a
mm,
quest, and that was the problem that I thought I was having. I was like, am I on a quest of like spiritual growth and like evolving, or am I just on a stretch to, or am I on like a journey just to be higher up in how I'm seen within my religion, which is more
Mm-hmm.
egoic than anything, I think. So I
Hey,
don't
it's all
know.
over the place. It's all over the
But you know what
place.
I think? Go
Hmm?
ahead.
I
No,
feel
but I
like.
said, but you know what? I think it's like it also depends what like the word religion points to in your head. Like I was having a conversation with someone about like words and how like most like I would say most grievances between people are like 92, and I don't have any mathematical data. This is just what I feel. Like 92
Mm,
or 96% miscommunication where a word or phrase points to a different concept in their mind because of
mm-hmm,
their life experience. And so they're battling it out over, this they're battling out over two distinctly different things, really. It's like what one concept, what one this one word or this one phrase points to a certain concept in someone else's brain, and then it points to something slightly different in someone else's, and then they're arguing about. So I really believe like most arguments are just miscommunication and
mm-hmm.
misunderstanding. Um, and so yeah,
I
they kind of
sh-
remind me of that. So
I don't know, man. I shock value goes like really far in this world. I feel like
you said what?
your mess. I feel like shock value goes really far in this world. Your message should
Mhm.
be what it means, but to a lot of people, it might not mean what you mean, and it's kind of like
Yeah.
annoyance to like go ahead and clarify what the fuck you mean because like
Yeah, that's
it's like you're constantly making a mess and then sweeping it back up and like fuck off,
yeah.
bro. I don't care. Women should be in the kitchen. No, I'm playing, but like
My goodness.
no, I'm playing. I'm playing. I'm playing. I'm playing. I'm
You're
playing.
fine. You're fine. It does not
Yeah.
offend me. I mean,
You see
like
the
you
shock
said,
value? Yeah.
everybody, you said what?
You see the shock value though.
No, it is. No, it can be a shock value. It can be a shock value, but
Mm.
like we said, everybody's entitled to their own opinion.
I was like, bro, I don't know what it was, but a couple days ago, like I was having like a little bit of a debate with this one guy, and we were talking about religion. All of a sudden, he went into just talking about women, and homie said,
Oh, really?
"Okay, yeah," and he was like, "I think it's a meme as well." But man said, "If God didn't want women to be cooking, why would He put milk and eggs in their body?" And I'm like, bro, what the fuck is like? And I'm like, he kind of had a point. Like, we can come back now, but like,
It's insane, but quite witty, I would say. I
hey,
mean, I would have never thought of that.
yeah,
I would have.
that,
Okay.
that's how you make a point without making a point. You're like, all right,
Yeah, no, no,
bro.
no. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I get it. I get it. I get it.
Yeah,
That's kind of funny. It
yeah.
makes me look at my feel. It makes me feel like different about myself. I know. I just had this picture of like of this like chicken egg in my belly for some reason. We're and then like milk spewing out of my breast. I don't know why. That's what I can't stop thinking about. The mind is an interesting place.
It's not a
Mm.
chicken eggs gang, but yeah,
I mean, because that's the type of milk that you see in the kitchen, the eggs, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. But
Okay.
he had a hey man, high
I
low
mean, no,
key, low key had a point. I can't say nothing.
I don't know if he had a point.
I'm playing. I'm joking. But
No, no,
yeah,
no. I mean, okay, no.
yeah.
He, yeah, obviously. obviously he was able to make some valid comparisons, or the joke wouldn't be funny, correct? So
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah, so you know,
yeah. It was what it was, but I feel like going back to your point, like what you made like 20 minutes ago, right?
yeah,
Let's say I feel like it is a lot harder for women actually, because the thing is, m- men aren't as, fuck you to other men as women are to women, right? So talking about conditioning and being locked in a position, I feel like women are more prone to that because, a woman is more likely to, fill her head up with, this perception of being perfect because of how society is, right? Like you should be looking this way, you should do this way, that way, and women are more likely to pass that on to their daughters, and yeah, they get a lot more boxed in than dudes, because dudes, you turn 18, you're an adult, nobody gives a shit, now you're invisible, now you have to become visible again, how are you going to be visible? So with
but
guys
I
it's a lot
think I
easy.
think I think I do think there is some truth in what you're saying. And I
Mm,
think it's like directly related to like this patriarchal society wanting to like
mm,
subdue and conform women to be controlled in specific ways. So like,
mm,
like a standard of beauty, men came up with the standard of beauty that they wanted for women, like in many societies. And so, like, it is, y- and in that way, when you're conditioned not to completely like embrace yourself unless you fall into certain like size or, you know, I
or
don't
you
know,
don't do certain
continue.
things.
Yeah, yeah. Then that breeds insecurity because you don't know who you are. And so
Mm,
you're on shaky ground. So I think that's probably why that is somewhat prevalent. Well, I shouldn't say it's somewhat prevalent. I mean, like, I don't know if it's just a conditioning that I've been fed but I have
mm,
experienced it a lot as a
mm.
woman.
Looking
So,
from the outside in, like genuinely looking from the outside in, when you take like a
yeah,
third person perspective on not only yourself but everybody else around you, right?
yeah.
You start to realize that, damn, bro, like chicks be hurting chicks more than dudes hurt chicks. And then
Mhm.
dudes be hurting dudes more than dudes hurts dudes, bro. Like what's going on? Like
Well, you know what?
dude
I'm,
hurt
I'm gonna have
chicks,
to
my
say
bad.
something because that may be true, and it is a narrative that I have been exposed to. Like I get that and I feel that narrative. But in terms of the women that have been in my life, I have not truly had that issue.
Mm-hmm.
So you may attract that type of energy when you're like vibrating in a certain way. Because like all the women that have been in my life have been very like supportive and like,
I'm
you
just talking
know,
on a majority scale. Like,
yeah, I know, but
mm,
that's the point that I'm trying to make. The point that I'm trying to make is I am very well familiar with that perspective. And I would say, yeah, yeah,
mm,
you're right. But when I when I sat and thought about it, I was like, for some reason, I'm so very well like familiar with that perspective between women, and I see it on movies.
mm,
But my experience in life is that was not the majority of what I saw. The majority of what I saw was something different. So, like what we were talking about before in terms of social conditioning, is that just a concept that's put out in the media for people to believe that and then create that for their lives to keep women controlled? Like, and I feel like it can really go that deep.
I mean, everything's right there. Like all the shows you watch, all the music you listen to, all the
Exactly. Like
food you eat.
you yeah, I mean, but I'm
Everything
not
is
gonna
up.
say that that's yeah. I'm
The
not gonna say
food
that's
you eat
not
is
something
not
to
real.
consider. It's
Propaganda.
not.
Fucking aluminium foil on my head. Wait. How do you
No,
guys say
like, oh
aluminum?
gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes up, but oh, don't even get me started on that. Like, it to me, it makes no sense. Like,
Mm,
so like, it's completely different in America in terms of like regulations and what they're allowed to put in our food. Like, there's some stuff you can't even bring. Like when I went to go visit my sister in London, like there was stuff they were like, okay, that can't come in our country.
mm.
And
Yeah.
I'm like,
What?
what? How bad must it be for real?
Yeah.
So like it makes no sense.
And
It
you be trying to
makes
go across the border with mangoes, and they're like, "No, there's drugs in that mangoes." No, it's like, it's it's real mangoes, bro. Just let me eat my mangoes down.
Oh, I just wondered, like, okay, no, they do say that, like, they did normally, like, they may not want you to bring certain produce and stuff like that into countries, and like, like you're told, and and I guess that is a thing that like you don't want to introduce like certain things that don't
Mm.
belong in a one area into another area because it could damage like the ecosystem and things like that in certain ways.
Now imagine if that was
But then I
applied
be
to
thinking,
humans.
yeah, but think about it. But why do I see now? This may sound really just dense, and I'm
Mm,
just gonna say it because, like, I know I'm a smart person. But like,
mm,
why is that an issue? And then I be like seeing in U.S. grocery stores mango from Mexico or from Peru or uh pineapple from I mean, because literally legit when we see it, it's not growing where we are,
mm,
like naturally, at least not where I am naturally.
mm,
So it's like, you I mean, I maybe and I'm just sort of and I may just be ignorant of like the import rules and what they do to,
mm.
fruits and vegetables and stuff that they import, but like I'm like, why is the problem for me to bring it over? You'd be selling it in a grocery store. I
I'd
don't
still
know.
feel like at the end of the day, like the produce and everything, the chicken, everything down to the last thing you eat in America is infected, right? Like I feel like nah, I'm being for real. Like it's
No,
all
no, I'm not laughing because I think you're joking. I'm laughing because I believe you.
ah,
That's why I'm laughing.
look.
Because I believe you. I mean, yeah,
You know
man.
what? Fluoride's in your toothpaste. Like,
I
look,
know.
bro, fluoride is fucking up your teeth. It makes them yellow, right? And I really have to buy this expensive ass toothpaste that doesn't have fluoride in it, and my teeth have been a okay since then. But the thing is, fluoride, there
It's
was too much
toxic.
of it. Yeah, it's toxic. There was too much of it just from different industries and everything in the
Yeah,
rivers and the lakes. They just said, all right, we're gonna put it in the water you drink. We're gonna put
yeah,
estrogen in the water you drink to make men look like bitches. To we gonna put fluoride in your toothpaste. You're gonna brush your teeth with this. Very good. At one point, they used to say cigarettes were good for your health.
no,
Now
yeah.
they're
I
bad.
mean,
Yeah.
no, but see, yeah, and see. When they be saying stuff, I like to do my own research, and I mean, I have a very scientific mind, and so
Mm,
like I'm looking at like, all right, what is this? What is this organ? What vitamins or nutrients are good
mm,
for this organ? Okay, where can I find that in like fresh foods? And that's sort of that's how I do my diet and everything. So like
mm.
when I see some of the stuff that like they put in our stuff, like our food and like the ingredients and like it's like these toxic chemicals. It's like to
For fuck's
stuff
sake.
that like the packaging like looks like it's supposed to be good for you. And I'm
Exactly.
like, that is allowed to happen to your people. You really must not care about your people.
They don't. It's money
You really
and
must not care
power.
about.
Money was at one point, okay, money is not even what they want no more. It's power, right? Because the thing is, look, Keisha, answer this question, right?
Yeah,
If you were born into a family where anything that you look at, you can buy, not only buy, but anything you look at, you already own. Like you go on the street, you look at a building, you're like, damn, yeah, I own that shit, right? You look at the tree, you're like, I own that part of land. Look at the car. I'm like, shit, I also own that. What would you want if you have everything?
Oh gosh, you would want nothing.
Control and power. That's how I think, right? Why do you think they're just doing all these wars, just laughing at people while they raise the stocks of some stuff and they buy into it before the war? And while the war is going on, weapon sales are up, stocks are up. Sell the weapon stock. Like, why do you think people are doing this? It's for
Yeah.
control, power, maybe a little bit of moolah, but they already have enough of it.
Yeah. It's really like I love Game of Thrones and like what is it and what is the other one, House of the Dragon, like those are like my favorite shows. And
Mm,
it's so interesting how like you'll have this elite class like um and they want to get a message across to the people like they and they're playing these games at the expense of these of the commoner's life, right?
exactly.
And like I'm like, and so like like this one episode where they wanted the people to accept um this one guy as king, but he was actually like usurping his father's throne or his sister's throne. And so they like said, well, let's call everyone to the castle and tell them this great thing that has happened. And like, so they feed them information and
Mhm.
they control the information that they get. And so that's kind of like what happens to
I
us.
mean, look, Keisha, who's to say that, you know, America is not doing the terrorist attacks on themselves for a benefit, right? The reason why I say this is there's declassified reports by the CIA, right? I know this is a thing. I cannot source it, but I will find it after this video and I will go ahead and actually put it in the description. But
Mhm.
there's declassified, reports by the CIA where they're planning on going ahead and killing their own people to create like urgency to be like, okay, these people are terrorists. We have to get into this country, right? We have to, get rid of these people. They're fucking us over. Stuff like this, right? Just to create fear within their own nation. And I feel like a lot of things, I'm not going to name it, right? I'm not going to name it. But I feel like a lot of things that happen, you're thinking about what I just did. But
Yeah, I
a
did.
lot of,
Like it totally went over my head. I was like, what did he just do? I mixed it. I was looking at this side of the camera. Oh.
yeah. So
Mm.
there's certain things that have happened that I do feel like could be staged. I might be wrong, but I feel like if they were planning stuff like this, just didn't do it, there's stuff that they must have been planning and carried it out. Like, never forget about MK Ultra, stuff like this. There's always things that have been happening. In Nazi Germany, these people were amputating people, making twins do
Yeah.
heinous things with each other just to, find out what happens. And because of Nazi Germany, our medical field is like huge. Like, we know so much about the human body because they went ahead and tortured a bunch of people to find out the effects of hypothermia and shit. Like, come on.
Gosh. I mean,
Yo,
okay.
I'm back. She cut out, something happened, stuff got fucked. Yeah, we've been on this for a long time.
Yo,
Keisha, do you want to go ahead and wrap this up for me?
this is great. Yeah, yeah, let's definitely. All right, so as this podcast has been, come and take a journey into self. But my album's coming out August 15th.
All
And
right.
one of the singles on the album, Wake of the Dragon, released on the 14th. So check it out on all platforms. Keisha Sounds.
Go do that. I'll put
My
the
phone.
links. I'll put the links down. I'll do everything. Everything's on the screen. Also, by the way, if you don't listen to it, you're gay. Not that there's anything wrong with being gay, but you're gay. And yeah, go ahead and stream that. Have a nice day. Peace out.